So we come here today with this offer. If the Democrats and their allies within the city government of Denver can show their good faith, can show they are immediately working for real positive change by using the $50 million federal security grant for something better than crushing democracy, then we will change our plans. If they are willing to do this, then Unconventional Denver and the hundreds of anarchists coming to town will sit this one out. We anarchists are willing to call off all of our protests if the Democrats are willing to call off their occupation of Denver and reinvest their police budget towards real community.
Our goal with this action today is to make our priorities clear. That we're anarchists, we're working to empower people, we're working to meet people's needs, and that's what we're saying in the streets. We're saying the streets are going to be, an expression of grassroots democracy during the DNC, as opposed to a form of elite sort of cronyism within the convention. We're contrasting, what we think is important with what they think is important, and this $50 million is a perfect example. Look, the DNC is a moment when the whole world will be watching Denver. It's a historic moment. And, the people in power and the Democratic Party, they present this as a moment to showcase democracy in this country, to showcase, the strength of democracy. We see it as a moment where really there's a bunch of corporate lobbyists and party insiders partying it up behind closed doors, behind a wall of heavily armed police. This is not democracy. So our goal is to basically disrupt this spectacle. We're taking this moment when the eyes of the world are beyond the city. I want to say, look, that's not democracy in there. Democracy is right here in the streets.
So anarchism is the idea that decisions need to be made by everybody, and especially by those most affected by those decisions. And so schools would be run by families, and children and parents, not educational bureaucrats. And the decision of how to protect the country wouldn't come from corporations that are going to make money off of wars. They're going to be coming from people that are actually going to have their lives on the line. And that decisions about the earth is going to be made by the people who live there, not companies that make money by deforestation or mining. We have just a completely backwards society in terms of who has a say and who doesn't have a say. So anarchism is a way to change that, so that everyone has the agency to make decisions that affect them.
I'm hoping that it goes really well. I'm hoping that we're able to get our message across and really talk to people about where hope and change can happen and come from. I think Obama has talked a lot about this idea of hope and this idea of change, but what we want people to know is that hope and change really come from these grassroots social movements.